senhoras e senhores! Está começando mais um episódio do podcast Pílulas de Conhecimento. Esse podcast, semanalmente, eu recebo convidados e convidadas para falar de dois temas: carreira e liderança. Liderança e carreira. Se você é novo, se você é nova nesse podcast, vou te fazer um convite rápido. Entra lá, mentoriadobona.com. Lá você vai encontrar acessos ao Spotify, aos canais do Spotify e ao canal do YouTube desse podcast. E você vai poder encontrar aí as mais de 72 conversas que eu tive ao longo desses quase 2 anos. mentoriadobona.com. Sei que você vai encontrar muita gente bacana por ali, muita pílulas de conhecimento para te ajudar na tua carreira, na sua liderança. Eu também quero sempre agradecer muito ao Skill Hunter. A Skill Hunter é a patrocinadora oficial desse episódio. Agradeço muito ao Semi e à equipe que confiam que compartilhar conhecimento faz bem. Skill Hunter. A Skill Hunter é uma plataforma de recrutamento. Então, te convido aí a conhecer o Semer. Vou deixar aqui nos comentários depois o link, tanto para a Skill Hunter quanto para o LinkedIn do Semer. Ok? Hoje, um convidado internacional. Olha só que legal. Pela segunda vez nesse podcast, eu vou ter uma conversa em inglês com uma pessoa brilhante, com uma carreira brilhante. Já agradeço aí o Célio, um amigo meu que fez a ponte com o Thomas Cong. O Thomas Cong nasceu no Vietnã, tem uma história de trabalhar em várias empresas, vários continentes, e fundou aí a Congero, uma multinacional com 6 grandes empresas, multinacional em 6 países diferentes. Então vai ser muito legal conhecer um pouco a história dele, o que fez ele virar empreendedor, por que ele decidiu investir no Brasil também. Aliás, ele está no Brasil nesse momento, então vai ser uma conversa muito bacana. Se você não sabe inglês, é hora de aprender um pouco mais. Não vai ter agora as legendas, mas depois eu vou colocar as legendas em português, quer dizer, em português para quem quiser assistir, ok? Então, sem mais delongas, vou trazer ao palco do podcast Pílulas de Conhecimento, Thomas Cong. Hello, Thomas.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
You are in Brazil right now, correctly?
Yes, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Very happy to be here.
That's your first time in Brazil?
Yes, very first time in Brazil.
What were the first impressions? Like, what do you see in Brazil?
Well, I'm here right now for business. So the first impression is all about business. But I hope to have a chance to come back for more fun vacation with family.
Yeah, I saw. Talk about your family. You are married. Did you have children? Tell me more about your family.
Yes, I am married and I have two children. My oldest son right now is in the last year of university.
Perfect.
And my younger daughter, she is in the first year of university.
Great.
So they are almost there in terms of being on their own.
Great. Thank you so much. Do you accept to be here in podcast? It's my pleasure to talk with you. As you talk, my English is not my first language. So if I say something that you not understand, please, I can repeat. But let's start from your history, the beginning of your history. You were born in Vietnam, and you
Yes.
built your career across 3 continents. Tell us about a bit more about your journey, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born in Vietnam. I grew up in Vietnam right after the war. So it was a very poor country back then. Very a lot of people tried to leave the country right after the war. So I grew up in that environment, and I got a scholarship to study in back then in Czechoslovakia, right, one of the country in the Eastern Bloc. I was there at the time of the the Iron Curtain, falling. So it was a very interesting time in history, and I was very lucky to see it, to watch it, to witness it on my own eyes. So after I graduated, I started working with several company, French, German, and then I travel a little bit around Europe, primarily into Norway and Sweden, like Scandinavia. And then in 1998, it was the internet boom at the time, and I was able to connect with an American company. They are trying to bring people over to the U.S. So I joined them and moved over to Virginia. So I had
Virginia.
my wife there. I got married, settled down, and start building my own business, my own company. So I start working with a company from Silicon Valley. They do a lot of financial building application. So I worked with them for a couple of years, and then they got acquired by a very big company like Oracle. And I left and I started doing consulting and working on my own. So starting building my own business for about 20 something years now, 22 years.
Great. You said that I think I I decide to become an entrepreneur. I decide to start my own company.
Right.
Let's more about that. What's happening that you just one someday you wake up and said, okay, I will bring my own company or not. It's a process.
Yeah, that was a big decision. But I like the freedom of being an entrepreneur to have my own company and pursue my own like client and customer and business. But at the beginning, it was just a simple fact that I was starting to have a family, and I figure, okay, do I want to continue to do corporate work? And it's just an opportunity that say, hey, there's a opportunity to get some contract, doing some contract work with a client. And I'm just waiting, like, hey, should I do it? Should I not do it? And talking to many of my friends, and one of my colleagues told me that, hey, well, this is when you cross over to this side, you're never going back. So I listened to his advice, and I said, okay, let me do this.
And let's return for your career, okay? I would like to explore more your career. You work and you live in different countries and different
Yes.
cities of Europe. First of all, what you learn? What did you learn about this working in different countries? Not as an entrepreneur, as a career.
I enjoy it. From my younger age, I like learning different languages. So to me, working or traveling to different country, it's just like very exciting, right? I like to learn about new people, new language, new country, and it's very natural to me to pick up a few words and start try practicing it here and there, and then hey, I'm happy that people start understanding me in the new country, and I feel like I enjoy doing that. So the international exposure is one part of my career, but that's also the part that I enjoy very much.
Do you live? Where do you live? You do live in Switzerland? You said some countries. Can you repeat some of these countries?
Yes, I study my college. I attended university in a country back then. It's called Czechoslovakia. Right now they divided into Czech Republic and Slovakia. And then I work in France and Germany and
France.
Norway. And then I move over here to the U.S. and start working and building and traveling a lot in the America as well. So.
And what you did working in France?
Interesting. It was back then one of my internship with a big French utility company. They were trying to build a nuclear power plant in Eastern Europe at the time, and I was basically doing internship work for them, doing everything in the office, translation and things like that. So back then, my French was still very kind of rudimentary, but I was put in a situation that several big executive came from France, and they want to have a meeting with somebody in the Ministry the Slovak republics, and I was putting into the position to do on the spot translation from French to Slovak language, which is quite an interesting. That was way before any Google Translate or anything that happened, So you have to just improvise.
That's nice, my friend. That's nice. The times we don't have Google Translator yet. That's
Yeah,
nice. The different times, no?
yeah.
It was different times. And about Germany, because I saw France and Germany with different countries, with different cultures. So what
It's
did you
very
learn
different.
more about
Very,
Germany?
very, very different. So the job with the German company is I work on in that job for about a year. Just around the time when I graduated from my university study.
Mhm.
They were a company that produced software like AutoCAD for construction and for any kind of scientific drawing. So they were setting up shop in those Eastern European country to leverage the lower labor cost. So I worked for them for almost a year, and yes, they have a very different culture compared to France. Very efficient, very on the spot. So I
Mhm.
also learned a lot from that experience.
Great. Let's talk more about Congero. Congero, correctly, I said Congero. That's
Yes,
correct.
Conjero. Yes.
Congero. What's the mean Congero? First of all.
It was a Latin word. I mean, like to gather, to collect,
Yeah.
put together things. People, knowledge. Work. Something that I feel like is a good analogy for what we are trying to do. We work in revenue management, a financial application. We also, strive to build a team that bring out the best from our people. So I feel like the term indicates what we do and indicates what we want to, what we are striving for in terms of our idea and our work philosophy.
Great, great. And tell me more about Congero. What's your vision when you saw Congero nowadays?
Right now we are we started as a one man, all right, consulting shop a long time back, and over the years we grow organically to about 90 people right now across several countries. So I'm still working on pushing us from a right now we have a consulting background, and a lot of our revenue is still driven from the consulting business. We support a lot of these Oracle applications, like any kind of revenue management, CRM, customer relationship management. Working in consulting has its ups and downs. There's a lot of dependency on customer budget and the cycle of the budget approval and things like that. So during the time that we worked with the Oracle application, we basically collected a lot of experience. What are the best practices? What are the standard processes that company typically do? Whether you are a very large corporation or you are mid-size or very small application, like some processes are standard, similar. So we are transitioning ourselves. We took that expertise and we built our own platform, our own intellectual property, and right now we are trying to bring that to the market. So you can see that we started as a consulting team with a lot of idea and expertise and people, and then we try to use that and build that into a platform of our own that we can bring to the market. So what I'm excited about Conjero right now is that transformation that move us from a consulting um, agency or consulting company into a true cloud platform company.
Great. You said we 7 countries. Are you correctly? Congero,
Yes.
7 countries. Which countries?
So we are based in the US. We've been operating in Canada since 2012, and Mexico since 2017. In 2019, we started in Costa Rica. In 2020, we started in Sweden. We always have engineering and consulting base in India. It was started around 2016 as well. And just this year, 2025, we decided to enter the Brazilian market.
And now I would like to know why you decide to invest in Brazil.
Yeah,
Tell me more about that.
yeah. It took me a while. It's as you know, Brazil is a very big, dynamic country in South America with huge potential, but also have a reputation of a complex, highly complex, environment and
Yeah.
market. For me, there are three conditions that I evaluate before we decide to go into any other country or geography. Well, the first one is the obvious one. There has to be a good potential, a long-term potential from the country, from the economic perspective. For us, makes sense for us to be there. The second one is very important for us that we have to be able to have a local lead person, right? We need to have. We cannot enter into a country if we don't have a local person that can work with us from the company perspective to be the lead person for that country. And the third one is usually around the timing that we need to have either a good customer prospect that can enter into the business with us immediately, or we have the ability to recruit and collect and build a team immediately to support our US customer project. So when all those three things are there in terms of the condition that being met, then if we say the star are aligned and we have a good moment, then we pull the trigger and make that a reality.
I like your 3 points: potential, local person, and timing, correctly?
Yes.
Perfect. And local person, we can talk about Celio. We are
Yes,
and
absolutely.
we are a common friend with us.
Yes,
Celio
yes.
is learning also. It's little
Very,
Celio.
very. So I work with Celio during my time working with Oracle Consulting. A very highly respected executive, and with his international experience, it's somewhat similar to what I'm doing, right? He can operate seamlessly in Brazil and other countries like Switzerland and Japan and US.
Yeah,
So I feel like he's the ideal person to help me with the global business development, commercial activity, and with that, we have that very strong presence here as of a local leader in Brazil, and that one of the big reasons for this for my decision to enter the Brazilian market.
great, great. And let's talk something to you. When I talk with entrepreneurship, I like to, because in my idea, one company will or grow if you have three persons: one salesperson, one operations person, and product person. I think that three things together turn a company a best environment to grow. When you look to you see as a salesperson, operations person, or product person?
You are you asking how do I see myself?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You're myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. No, you are right. Those are the three main pillars of a company. I was we when we started, we have a small team, so basically one person have to wear many hats. We are getting to the point right now that instead of one or two people doing everything, we are starting to have people in a certain role. And you are right. Right now we are doing. We have Celio in the role of a chief global
Mhm.
revenue officer. My colleague Alexander Salazar from Costa Rica right now is doing the operation, the COO roles for us. Managing the consulting delivery and the everything around the consulting services. At the moment, I am wearing the hat of the product person, right? And we are also, I'm wearing also the hats of the overall strategy and everything around the company from a strategic customer relationship. But those are the two hats that I'm wearing at the moment from the CEO perspective. I'm being the company overall lead and the product lead. At some point, we would need to have a product person to spearhead the company platform and the software.
Okay, great. You have lead teams in different parts of the world, and I would like to tell more about leadership because this podcast is about career and leadership. So
Perfect.
we discuss about your career. Let's do about discuss about your leadership. How do you adapt your leadership style? Because you work with different people with different backgrounds. How do you adapt your leader leader style to do that?
Yes, my philosophy, Bona, is to when it comes to leadership, is that leadership is about bringing the best, out from the people,
Great.
right? We would like to build a team that, like the sum is the, larger than the actually, all the people. The combined team effect is larger than the sum of the people. So we would like to bring the best out from our people, and we would like to work together to minimize the weakness, right? So as a team, we want to just like in sport or any other type of industry, a strong team is the one that gel and combine and work well together to win, to compete, and then we at the same time trying to help each other minimize each other weakness. We can cover for each other, from a different area. So that's my philosophy. Working with people from different country allow me to see that, many angles, right? Sometimes we see it from the professional angles, from the capability, but different culture, different people from different part of the world have different culture. Like there's a difference in the way, and that people culturally work in certain part of the world, right? Latin America would be different than an Asian, type of culture, right? And definitely different than the North American type of culture. So that is an interesting challenge that I see. Like how do we cross that? Not just from a capability and professional role, but also from the cultural aspect based on the country and based on the region and how the people in that region operate. So that's a very, very interesting aspect that I see, that hey, if we can figure out that and create a strong global team, then to me that's a very, very interesting challenge and a desirable objective.
Great, great. Can you share with us a funny history for your career or your leadership? As for example, you talk something for a guy, we understand another thing. You can share a funny history to tell us about. Do you
Yes.
remember that? For example, because we talk with Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, so you have so different countries, different language. Remember one fun history that you can share with us.
Yeah, a lot of interesting story when it comes to working with different people, different country, and different languages, right? Sometimes it's in my mind, I was thinking something and I was saying something, and it's in a given language it means something else completely, right? so that is for example, I was at the airport one day, and uh, we uh, we were walking through a line with security, right? And then they usually ask you for your ID, right? Like, hey, ID. Sometimes they say, "What's your ID?" Like, show me your ID. Sometimes it just say ID, right? And that's just it's like and that word, ID in my own language, in Vietnamese language, is like, it's like asking me who's going. like who's going, and I was laughing. I say, hey, he's asking me who's going, and I'm answering you in Vietnamese. Hey, me, it's me. I'm going. Okay. Just a little bit of a funny, but I don't want to push that too much because the security at airports sometimes they are very grumpy, right? Right, and then
Yeah.
he keep asking me ID and say, yeah, me, I'm going.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you for sharing us because I like it. I was living in United States, as you know, and I have some funny histories about in my case too. Yeah. And Thomas, let's move on. Every leader takes risk at some point. Every entrepreneurship take some risks. What has been the biggest professional risk you have taken? Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, absolutely. The decision to build a platform of our own is the biggest risk that I have taken in my career. It is such a big risk that at this time, looking back, I was not certain that if I have to make the decision again, if I, if I could have done the same decision. So it
Yeah.
was done like 5 years, 6 years ago, to decide that, hey, typically when you run a consulting business and you get to a certain level, then you start like, have you aim to build a stable revenue stream, right? And then you have to figure out, okay, now what's next? So we can just stay on the consulting side and say, hey, we continue to be the best, Oracle implementation team or revenue management team that you can do with Oracle and some other application, right? But the question, or the risk for me at the time, or the question for me at the time, like, do we want to stop here, or do we want to build something based on what we know?
Mhm.
Right? We are very good at what we do, but do we want to take that knowledge and then distill that into a product? Building a product is a very, very big undertaking, especially if it's an enterprise software, like software that financial software that you sell to other company, right? Company, they make a lot of deliberation when they buy financial software. They don't change it overnight. It's take them very long time to decide to build a new software, to buy a new software, right?
Mhm.
So that was the biggest risk that I took, because I feel like there's a potential in the market, especially in the small to medium sized company that require an application to operate the business. And if you remember in the past, not too long ago, before the cloud computing became like very common, in order for you to run a business, you need to buy a software, buy a computer, right? You have to buy
Mhm.
some financial software. You start like entering your business information into financial software and start managing it. And then a few years later, it became outdated. You have to buy a new computer. You have to buy the new software, upgrade all of that. So right now,
Yeah.
everything that you need to run your business you can have it in the cloud. You can subscribe to it. You can use it. You don't have to own anything. So the technology is moving at a pace that it become very easy right now for any business owner, any entrepreneur, to have a business application stack running in the cloud. So I saw that as an opportunity, but it's also the biggest risk that we took, because there's no guarantee that the product would work, that people would buy it, the company would buy it,
Great.
right? So
Great. And what did you learn for to take the risk? What did you learn about that?
the thing that I learned was, building a platform or product is one thing, right? And selling it is a total different thing. Yeah, it's like, you can be a very good artist, right? And then you have a beautiful
Great.
art piece of art, but hey, you probably love it. You put everything, your souls, your essence, you distill everything that you know into that piece of art. But in order to sell it to your neighbor, it's he see it differently.
Great. I love that because I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. And after such a global and so diverse career, what does success mean to you today? That's our philosophy question.
Philosophy question. Yeah, no,
What does
absolutely.
success means to you today?
Um, I still value the freedom or the flexibility that I have with owning my own business. So basically, I can set my own agenda. I can set my own schedule. So that I still enjoying the part that the business bring to me, the flexibility, having the ability to stay on the forefront of technology is very stimulating intellectually, right? Because we are in the cloud. We provide a very modern platform to manage the business. Artificial intelligence is coming, right? Everybody is using it, talking about it. There's a lot of buzz, a lot of hype behind it. Some real, some not real. And I look forward to adopting, artificial intelligence as part of the business application. Again, to make it smarter, make it easier for people to use, and be able to see that, hey, these are the things that we add to the to the business, to the work. So to me, success right now is having the ability to have that flexibility to pursue what we like to do, right? What we like to do. So that to me, that's a meaning of success. The financial aspect of it definitely important. At the beginning, it's very important actually, and it's still a very important part of the overall success. But beyond the financial, there's a financial freedom as well. But the flexibility and the ability to pursue and build, our dream is very important. It's I would call it a measure of success.
Great. You talk about intelligent artificial. It's a true words that it's the same. It's all conversations. Let me think. Let me talk. Let me ask something. When you look 2 years ago, not only in Conjuro, it's about the environment and technology. Right? What do you see 2 years ago?
2 years from now.
2 years from now. Sorry, 2 years from now.
Okay. With artificial intelligence, things are moving very quickly. The way artificial intelligence work is that we build computer models, and we train the computer models on different data set, and then once you have the model for different data set, and you can just add more area. It's a giant neural network that can process indefinite amount of data. You just add more CPU, you just add more data center to it, and you can crunch the number basically, right? And there are so much things from the human history that are digitalized right now, and you can load it into AI engine. So I would say 2 years from now, a lot of these work that we are doing, a lot of the things that do like manual that we're doing manually right now will be completely automated by AI. Things like collecting data and summarize things. That the manual tasks that we don't like to do and that have to deal a lot with data. Those are the tasks that will be 100% automated by artificial intelligence. You can see that these days we join a meeting, all the meeting note taking is already being done by artificial intelligence, right? So remember back in the days when we have meeting, nobody want to take notes. It's like we have to assign somebody to take notes, right? So now AI is taking over that part. So that's a very good example of like, hey, these are the things nobody wanted to do, and now AI is doing it very well for you.
Great.
Now, next thing, let's say you have to do a research in a given area. Let's say I want to go to the Brazilian market, and I want to understand all the aspect of the market. In the past, have to do a lot of research on my own, and a lot of internet research and reading, understanding. These days, I probably can give a prompt and say, "Hey, give me all the pro and cons of a complex market, and how do I approach it." So those are the things that AI is excellent at doing, and the speed when it moves, the speed of AI, the velocity of the advancement is very astonishing. It's very quick. It's like the ChatGPT that we use today. It's knows way more and know way more details than the ChatGPT that we used 2 years ago or 3 years ago, right? It's sometimes I was like completely surprised, and that it goes into an area that we couldn't even anticipate, right? I have a family member that he likes to write poems, right,
Oh, great.
in Vietnamese, just for fun,
No, sorry.
and and
Not
and
to
and,
sell, not
and
to
that-
sell.
yeah, not to sell, just for fun. But now he discovered that he can load the poems into a ChatGPT or AI. There's a different AI engine. He can load in there. They can turn it into the song, and
Great,
and then not only that, it will sing the song for you in the style that you want. So you can basically right now you can basically tell AI, say, hey, write me a song in Portuguese and sing it in the style of blue jazz with saxophone background, and
great,
boom, you have the music, right? So
great.
to that point, that we can start seeing that, not that we want to have that we want to hear AI generated song only, but they can do a pretty good job of doing
Yeah,
that at the moment already.
great, great. Thank you for. I like your. I try to do that. I try to write some poems and good and use the ChatGPT.
So, or you can ask AI to do the poem for you too. So basically, let's say you have an idea about, let's say, right now we are in the US, it's a fall season, right? The leaves are turning yellow and everything.
Yeah,
And take a picture of that and load it in there. Say, hey, write me a poem about this. It will start
great,
doing a
great.
poem for you, and you take the poem and say, hey, make a song about it for me, and then it will start singing the autumn leaf song for you.
Great. I agree. I do. After another question, that's more difficult than the early. When you saw Congero, how you see 2 years from now?
Um, my dream is to have our platform becoming a primary revenue source. I mean, we will 2 years from now, absolutely, we still have a consulting business, and that it will still be a significant part of our business. But my dream, my objective, my goal 2 years from now is to get to the point that our platform will be the equivalent source of revenues, and we can be in a conversation with some leading cloud platform in terms of CRM and revenue management. Like, hey, this is one of the application that come to mind when a new person, a new entrepreneur, a new business owner want to find a solution and buy a cloud solution to manage their business. So
Great,
that's my goal, and that's the thing that we are working on to make it a reality 2 years from now.
great, great. And start to close your conversation here. I would like to ask two more things. First one, if you could meet a famous person from any time, living, dead, historical, who would be this person?
One person or two person from any
One
historical.
person, one person. But if you like two, okay. One person, two persons, two persons.
Yeah. I'm my interests beyond technology is music and reading. So I still think that all despite all the technology and advancement that we have today, as a human being, we enjoy, having conversation like this
Mhm.
one that we have with each other. And at the end of the day, that what makes us human is the social interaction, right? We are
Mhm.
human. We like to interact with
Right.
each other. So from a historical standpoint, I also read a lot into history. I enjoy reading and learning about history. So I would say, historical person is probably some musician to like Chopin. I want to understand and say, hey, how can he come up with such a beautiful sound, beautiful music, and 200 years, we still like to play, we still like to learn. Some of the pieces are insanely difficult, right? Because I tried to play it one time and I couldn't. Yeah, I took a few lessons, I couldn't. But it's very beautiful to listen to enjoy. So I want to
Right.
understand, his mind in terms of like, hey, well, what how can you build, how can you write such a beautiful piece of music, for example. Many other person I would like to meet, but it's just one example.
Yeah. Chopin.
Yep.
Okay, Chopin. Is another one or only Chopin?
There's so many we'll probably will run now, but for example, from a another angle, I would like to go back to the Italy during the Renaissance time, and visit one of the shop where one of the studio, and meet
Great.
with I don't know, Michelangelo. So,
Michelangelo. Michelangelo.
yeah, we were in Italy early this year, and it was just fascinating to watch, like the history of the Renaissance and all of the thing that they were able to do in such a short amount of time, and the wealth that they built, in that time was like very amazing.
Great. Do you like music?
Yes.
Because during this conversation we'll talk about music many times. So I think Thomas likes music. What kind of music you prefer?
Well, right now I'm into jazz, but I listen a lot of classical music as well, and contemporary music.
Great, great. No, so the moral questions. Only imagining. You are you in hotel now, correctly?
Yes, yes.
Imagine now you get a paper and a pen, and you write something to younger Thomas Cong at Vietnam. What do you write?
Um, I would say that I would write to myself what like, hey, learn many language, travel as much as you can, enjoy the journey, like that is still ring true for me at the moment. And that's the same thing that I would write to myself, or I advise to my son, basically, like, be open, travel the world, enjoy, learn new things, meet new people, and enjoy the journey, right? To that would be my advice.
Enjoy it and like it. I like it that. Great, great. Now you can. What message would you like to leave for everyone listening you today? It's a lot of
um
Brazilian. It's a lot of Brazilian listening you. Future clients. What
Yeah,
do
thank
you?
you. Thank you for Bona, for having me here. I love the what I've seen so far about Brazil. Well, before the trip, the only thing I know is like the soccer, the Brazil, the legend, and
Yeah,
everything, right? And then when I start playing music and I learn a little bit more about the Brazilian bossa nova, it's very cool, nice,
great.
thing and everything. But the message I would like to have is, it's you guys have a very young population. It's a huge country, a lot of potential, so much potential that are still, to me right now, still not realized, not fully realized.
Great.
So it is up to to you, to the people, the ingenuity of the people, the innovation of the people, to take it to the next level, right? With technology these days, everything is almost being equal. Everybody can use technology. The cloud is available to anybody. AI is available to anybody. So use use all the technology to the fullest to realize your potential. When I see like a country, a young country like Brazil, or even like Vietnam, some other, like so much potential, because at the end of the day, technology will enable us as human beings to flourish, that to succeed, to learn more things, to build more things, to accomplish more things, right? So those are the things that I would not advise, but
Yeah.
encourage, to young people to do.
Great, great. It's a good reflection about Brazil. It's
Yeah.
good. I was thinking about you said. Thomas, when I will go with another country, I make a list. For example,
Mhm.
I have to eat that, I have to drink that, or I have
Yes.
to visit that. It's my wish list from the country. What's your wish list from Brazil for this week?
Yeah, I have, well, I have the must eat things that I have to try, and today is, I think, is the day, right? Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, um, cachoeira, how you say that?
Cachoeira? No, I
What
don't.
was is that is
Cacho,
that is
so
that right?
no, can you say again?
What's the name? What's the name of the food that I have to try on Wednesday in Sao Paulo?
Catuaba, I think so. Catuaba.
Catuaba.
Catuaba, correctly? Correctly?
Yeah, I mean, and
Feijoada, right there, feijoada.
feijoada. Yeah, feijoada.
Feijoada, food,
Yeah,
rice, beans, feijoada. And of course, caipirinha.
caipirinha. I already tried that. So we already have a couple of caipirinha. Yeah.
Great, great. Thomas, I really thank you so much for our time, for joining me on Pílulas de Conhecimento. You are inspiring people. When Célio talk me with you, I really like to talk with you because your history, your life here is inspiring. So let's the final words for who are listening us today.
Great, Bona. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the conversation, and we wish our audience all the best, having a great day, and we hope to be able to cross path in real life, and make some real connection. But thank you for everything. Best of luck.
Thank you. Enjoy your next 2 days in Brazil. A good return for United States to Virginia, correctly?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe we match in person someday to
Yep,
talk
yep,
with
absolutely,
everything.
absolutely.
So Thomas, thanks so much. I will
Thank
say
you, Bona.
goodbye for my guys from Brazil, so em
Thank
português.
you.
Pessoal, esse foi a conversa com Thomas Cong, uma conversa muito inspiradora aqui. A gente aprendeu muito, eu aprendi muito. Se você gostou, compartilha, segue esse podcast, comenta aí para a gente trazer pessoas tão inspiradoras como o Thomas, tá bom? Goodbye, tchau.
Tchau. Thank you. Muito obrigado.
Perfect.